This is why jaguars have the strongest bite among big cats. Beautiful, elusive, deadly. Ruling from the shadows, the jaguar is the largest native cat in the Americas, dwarfing lynxes and mountain lions in its kingdom. When it comes to cunning, ferocity, and power, the jag is also the pound-for-pound champion in the cat family, which is rather incredible when you consider the competition. But why are these cats so powerful? What physical traits and adaptations are at play? How does it stack up against other big cats and other top predators? Let's find out. The jag's jaws. Jaguars are the third largest cats in the world and the largest in the Americas. Big males can be nearly 350 pounds and 6 feet long. Females are about half to two-thirds the size. In scientific classification, the jaguar is part of the Pantherini subfamily, better known as the big cats. Lions, leopards, and tigers are the other members of this group, and all other cats, including cheetahs and mountain lions, are part of the feline subfamily. The jaguar, or Panthera onca, has been around since the early Pleistocene, about 850,000 years ago. That means it lived alongside and battled prehistoric monsters like the giant short-faced bears, saber-toothed cats, dire wolves, mammoths, and the American lion. Even more impressive, it outsurvived them all. Today, it thrives as an apex predator in the lush jungles, grasslands, swamps, mountains, and even deserts of South, Central, and North America. Imagine the stealth of a leopard mixed with the power of a lion and the sheer ferocity of a tiger, and you get the jaguar. They are fast, they are strong, they are smart, and brave. The jaguar's legendary coat, the pale gold with dark spots and rosettes, is the perfect camouflage for the vibrant jungles. A few other jaguars are also completely black, the ultimate nocturnal nightmare for anyone in the wrong neck of the woods. When a target is spotted, the jaguar stalks and measures the odds, monitors the smells and sounds, and coils like a spring. Then, like lightning, it strikes. It can reach speeds of 50 miles per hour and clear 20 feet in a single jump. Oh, and it also has a 10-foot vertical with a run-up. Escaping into the trees is not much of an option because that's where their leopard side shines. Only expert monkeys can outclimb them in the jungle, but the aforementioned jumping power is usually an equalizer in such cases. Escaping into the water is another bad idea. Defying the common cat stereotype, jaguars love water, and they are mighty swimmers. They hunt fish, turtles, caiman, crabs, otters, dolphins, sharks, waterfowl, and even anacondas in the murky waters of the Orinoco and Amazon. Naturally, no one is safe on solid ground. Jaguars go after primates, deer, birds, tapir, capybara, reptiles, insects, pigs, and tortoises. Livestock is also on the menu in places where man and jaguar live too close to each other. Goats, cattle, hogs, sheep, and chickens are easy prey, and domestic guard dogs offer weak resistance. Once prey is caught, the jaguar opts for an unusual killing move. It bites the victim's brain cavity. Most other big cats rely on strangling or snapping necks, but the jaguar either decapitates or stabs the brain. Key to this murderous technique is the jaguar's awesome jaw power, which gives it one of the most incredible pound-for-pound bite forces in nature. The jaguar can crush a turtle shell or crocodilian skull with 1,300 to 1,500 pounds per square inch (psi) of pressure. They can crush bone too, and this allows them to enjoy nutrient-rich marrow and brains. Looking at its physiology, the jaguar has a big square head. This is important when you zoom into its skull. These cats have wide cheekbone arches, which support a pair of thick temporalis muscles. Temporalis muscles are what power the jaw, so the bigger the temporalis, the bigger the bite force. In fact, pound for pound, jaguars rank top among all cats for this particular muscle. They are at least third when it comes to all other muscles, behind lions and tigers, of course. But there are no lions or tigers in the Amazon, Orinoco, or Arizona, so the jaguar is the king of beasts in the Americas. It competes with caiman, wild dogs, giant snakes, and the odd bear, though these animals are usually on the losing side of one-on-one clashes with the cat. The jaguar's main threat has always been and will always be humans. Hunters and poachers, habitat destruction, introduction of invasive species, disease, and climate change are the main human-based pressures on the world's jag population. It is classified as near-threatened, which is one tier better than endangered. Jaguars near human settlements are hunted for protective measures, while poachers kill them to trade their skins and body parts believed to be of medicinal value. For sport hunters, the jaguar is the South American jungle's ultimate prize, and wealthy collectors adorn their dining rooms and man caves with jaguar heads. Naturally, the cat is deeply linked to traditional human cultures across its historical range. The Aztecs, Inca, Maya, and more all had rites, artifacts, clothing, and even language that involved jaguars in some form or fashion. They are a cultural icon in modern culture too, and are even the mascot of the NFL's Jacksonville Jaguars. They've also starred in many nature documentaries and even a few movies. However, despite their fame, jaguars are actually pretty shy and prefer to live far away from people and potential trouble. As creatures of stealth, they are pretty uncomfortable with being exposed, especially to unpredictable things like humans. They also avoid other cats. Obviously, they fight and kill other American cats that cross their path. Mountain lions and their cubs are common victims of jaguar attacks. Like most wild cats, jaguars are largely solitary outside of breeding windows and cub rearing. Highly territorial, they mark and defend their borders against rivals of the same sex. However, males may have territories that contain or overlap with one or several female territories. In rare cases, male jaguars, especially, form coalitions with other males to increase their hunting and survival odds. Despite the rich diversity of life in the jungle, finding and catching food is not always easy. Every potential prey animal has evolved over millions of years to run or hide from predators. To make things even harder, a lot of the jaguar's favored prey can work together to evade death. A jaguar within perfect pouncing distance of a juicy deer may be spotted by a group of screaming howler monkeys overhead, alerting the target prematurely and spoiling the hunt. Sometimes a caiman wriggles into the deep and escapes before the cat can angle its infamous jaws for the kill. Other times, a harpy eagle can snatch a sloth or monkey from a tree branch as a jaguar is preparing to climb up in pursuit. The unpredictability of the jungle is the primary reason why the jaguar is built to be ready for anything, and this adaptability is why it survived when bigger or more powerful predators died out. The immense jaw power is part of these key adaptations, and combined with its fairly compact build, it allows the jaguar to live off the land with flexibility. Unlike Arctotherium bears or Smilodon cats, the jaguar is not entirely dependent on huge prey. Sometimes it makes do with frogs or forest turkeys, until it stumbles upon sizable peccaries, deer, or tapir. It has the speed, power, and efficiency to take down anything from a grasshopper to a full-grown cow, and there's no doubt that a jaguar can easily kill a human being if it wants to. It is already an expert primate assassin, and a human head can fit in its mouth, and it will get smashed like any other skull. Modern statistics show fewer than a handful of attacks on humans, but only the jungle knows the truth of that. After all, people who got eaten by jaguars can't really go and report it. Along with the extinct saber-toothed cats, jaguars were certainly part of the group of big cats that early humans had to worry about in the wilderness. That said, there are no documented cases of jaguars preying on people, nor are there cases of serial man-eating jaguars on record. Many documented attacks involve a cat that probably felt cornered and acted in self-defense. So if you ever come across a jaguar, try to back away quickly to give it room to get away. But do not run, because this is a universal sign of weakness that may trigger the cat's instincts to chase. You also want to maintain eye contact, as this might convince a jaguar that you're too confident to be a wise choice of prey. Away from interactions with humans, jaguars spend most of their time being overgrown kitties. They spend their days patrolling their territories, grooming themselves, and, of course, sleeping for up to 18 hours a day. Jaguars can be both nocturnal and diurnal, depending on their favored prey, but hunting at night is the best way to maximize their sneakiness. Like all cats, jaguars have elite senses. Their ears can pick up the sounds of the jungle, and their eyes can pierce through the dense vegetation. Their noses are perfect for sniffing out threats, food, and mates. The cat's reproductive windows revolve around the estrus cycle of females. Female jaguars are in heat 5 to 7 times a year, and these girls signal their availability through their urine and vocal calls. When a male finds a female and gets chosen, the pair mate continuously for about 5 days. If mating is successful, the female will be pregnant for the next 90 to 110 days. Males are not involved with parenting their cubs, but they seem to recognize and tolerate them if they ever encounter each other. Jaguar litters usually have 1 or 2 cubs, and these babies rely on milk for the first 3 months of life before being introduced to meat. Cubs start learning how to hunt at 6 months, and they stick with their mothers until they are about 2 years old. Cubs and juveniles are vulnerable to all kinds of predators and killers in the jungle. Snakes, birds of prey, dogs, and other jungle cats are just a few threats. However, their biggest threat is arguably male jaguars who didn't sire them. These males kill cubs to try to force the mothers into estrus. This brutal landscape is probably why jaguars have an average lifespan of 11 years in the wild. Older, weaker jaguars usually have their territories snatched away from them by younger, stronger jaguars in their prime, and this forces them to the outskirts or wastelands with meager hunting opportunities or, worse, higher levels of human activity. However, in captivity, the cats can live up to 22 years.